I am completely disgusted by the world. Completely and utterly disgusted by this absolute piece of filth. Every single corner of this world, no matter where you look, is the most rotten thing ever. The only way you think otherwise is if you have some kind of cope that helps you alleviate this fact, something that makes you believe that there is some purpose in all this suffering. But in the end, all of this is just meaningless, purposeless agony. Every single thing you do in our society, everything you do is enslavement. Your entire life is enslavement. You're basically being sold freedom in choosing your quote-unquote path, but only as long as it's a path created by these people who rule over us. Nothing you do has any freedom. You have no real ambition because you cannot have any real ambition in your life. When I grow up, when I finish high school, I'm gonna go to university, I'm gonna study this, or I'm gonna be a police officer, or I'm gonna do whatever I wanna do. The only reason you really want to do this is because it's what you can do, what you can find bearable, acceptable in this society. If I have to work anyways to survive, I might as well choose my conditions. I might as well kind of like what I like to do, you know? Maybe I'm kind of interested in this, so I'll do this. At the end of the day, you're a slave. And not only this, but in the society we live in right now, the entire middle class of the society is being completely eradicated. Completely eradicated. In the future, you will have the rich, the really supremely rich, and you will have the absolute poorest of poor. You'll have the people so poor that they cannot do anything except eat slop. They will eat unhealthy food which poisons them from the inside, and they'll do it because it's the only thing they can reasonably afford. You'll be sold the lie of saving. I'll work hard in my life, so eventually when I get older, when I'm like 40 or 50, or maybe like I'll go to retirement at 60, at least then I'll be able to retire in my house and do what I want and relax and take it easy. Look, the reason they let you retire is because you have become filth to them. You're a product and you have outlived your use. They have absolutely no reason to keep you around anymore. Alright, that's the thing. And do you think this can really keep on going? This society of ours, do you really think that this can keep on functioning? You see these welfare systems that we have. Alright, do you think those will be able to function in the future? That when the birth rates are growing less and less people are buying into the system, you're not going to be able to have this welfare when you're older. There will be no money for you. You will have nothing. So what do? Well, they bring in immigrants. Alright, why do they bring in immigrants? Because they need people to prop up this shitty scheme. But what happens to the immigrants? Well, eventually, they stop having kids too. So what do? You keep on bringing more immigrants. This is the thing. You might think this is done out of malice. The reason they do this, everything that happens in our society is a consequence of economics. Why do they bring in immigrants? They want workers. They need people to prop up the welfare system. They're scared to reform. They can't reform because they'll lose their political power base. They're scared. This is the thing. They want to keep their power. They're megalomaniacs. They're narcissists. And they absolutely hate you and everything. They laugh at you. They laugh at you for buying into the system, working your shitty jobs. And if you think, you know what, no, I'm not going to take these shitty conditions. I'm going to unionize. I'm going to work. I'm actually going to get good working conditions. I'm going to have a good job. You know what they're going to do? They're going to say, no, go ahead and screw yourself. What we're going to do is we're going to bring some immigrant that will do the job for less money, less pay. This is what happened in America, for example. In America, with the H-1B visa or whatever, they were bringing in Indian immigrants to do tech work for a fraction of the price. You have cashiers where it's literally a computer with some random Indian dude on the computer, like, doing the cashier work. You see, you are replaceable. They don't care about you. This sense we had before of, I guess, in the, I don't know what it may be, like the Middle Ages or whatever, this sense of community. This sense of community is non-existent. Before, maybe people cared about the people around them, their community, they raised children communally or whatever. Now it doesn't matter. We live in a shitty, fragmented society where the only thing people care about, the only thing people care about is money. And you're forced to care about money in some way, because deep down, you know, if you truly do not have money, well, then you'll be like the poor. If you don't work hard, if you don't, I don't know, educate yourself or go to the trades or do whatever you may want to do, get a shitty job, well, then you might end up like those people, the poor people, the absolute quote-unquote filth of society. You might become like them. And do you want to be poor? Do you want to not have a place to live? No, you want a place to live. So you'll accept shitty conditions, buy into this garbage system where you're run by fear. You're completely run by fear, and you will live your life in quiet desperation and agony. For there will be nothing that will break you out of this system. You are suffering, and you will forever suffer under the system, and there is nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing. All the things that you might think will help you, getting a car, getting a girlfriend, whatever. All of these things are, in the end, a cope. They are a way to make this life that we live in this society less garbage. Because you know deep down, you know it is garbage, you know it is filth, and I'm sure that if people wanted to, I'm sure people want to leave this society. They don't want it to be like this, but what can they do? Is it then really so surprising we have such mass hysteria today? We have so many movements where truth doesn't matter anymore. We have a lot of these movements of racism, sexism. People are hysteric. They're freaking out. They're trying to lash out at something, to blame something in society. But they don't realize it is the society itself which is at fault. You can't reform it. There is no reform to such a society. But they don't care. They'll rather do these stupid ideas. Oh, I'm gonna get invested in an ideology. Oh, the right wing, the left wing, fascism, communism, it will save us. No, it won't save you. Something Francis Fukuyama said, or rather, what he talked about is that we reached the end of history. That we have reached such an economic system, such a system of society, of consumerism, of consumption of production, that we are at the end state of history, that this is the most effective form of rule. Because the people won't be able to rebel. There is no rebellion to be had. What do you rebel against? Tell me, what is this thing? Some people say it's, for example, the people from Israel, right? That it's they who run the world. But is it really them? I mean, maybe, but how do they do it, let's say? Well, through the system. It's through the system that all of this happens. And that is the main issue. That is the main issue. And that's what brings me so much agony, genuinely. Like, I don't know. I've never really known exactly what I want to do in life. It's never been fully clear to me. But, I don't know. Maybe it isn't supposed to be clear. If you do know what you want to do, and you actually have a good reason for doing it, good for you. Very good, genuinely. I wish you the best. But, to think that there's something wrong with people just because they don't have a dream job or whatever it may be, that's wrong. That's completely wrong. You're making fun of people for not having a dream plantation, a dream slavery plantation. You realize how messed up that is? Well, anyways, thanks for watching. This was a little rant, and I'm trying out a new format of sorts. And I'll see you in the next one. If you liked, if you want to hear more of this, leave a comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought, if you had any ideas. Anyways, take care everyone, and goodbye.